All right, following Tuesday's sports wagering action, we're now 3-0 in our last three board member tier package bets on BrockPage.com. And the link for today's board member tier package bet is in the description section below. $1,000 bettors are up over $2,700 during that stretch alone. I also have memberships on that website beginning at just $1.99. And if you want to access that package, the link for my $1.99 daily best play is also in the description section below. Now, if you want to access my current sports betting record right now, you can actually do that for free by going to BrockPage.com. It's located right there on the home page. And if you want to know what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website, I'll explain a little bit more about that at the end of the video. But with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some NBA playoff action. We're going to start off with the Grizzlies taking on the Timberwolves Game 3. And that's going to be a 7:30 Eastern tip-off on Thursday, April 21st, 2022. Now, Memphis is -1.5 with the total at 238. But despite being favored on the road here, the Grizzlies have had some issues defensively against the Timberwolves. They've allowed nearly 118 points a game in their last 10 contests against Minnesota. As far as this year's concerned, they've allowed 122 points a game in their last 7 outings, throwing out Game 2 of this series. Now, the Grizzlies, they've really tended to flake late in games defensively. They're actually in the bottom 10 and third quarter points allowed, bottom 3 and fourth quarter points allowed on the road. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves on the other side of things, well, they like to do a lot of their scoring in the later quarters. They're currently in the top 3 and third quarter points per contest, top 5 and fourth quarter scoring at home as well. Now, Anthony Edwards, he's averaging 28 points a game in this series, along with 4 boards, 3.5 assists. Meanwhile, Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 22 points a game in the playoffs, along with 12 rebounds. And aside from averaging 116 points per contest for the entire season, the T-Wolves have played their best defense this season inside of the target center. They actually find themselves in the top 3 in the league in defensive field goal percentage at home. When it comes to the injury report, Minnesota's pretty healthy right now. Meanwhile, for Memphis on the other side, Morant, Tilly, and Aldama are questionable to go. Now, total-wise, the T-Wolves have gone 16 and 11 to the under against Western Conference opponents at home. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies saw 2 out of their last 3 road games fall under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota plus 1.5 and the under 238. Next ball game. Not sure why it says canceled, but it is going to be Mavericks taking on the Jazz Game 3. And that's going to be a 9 o'clock Eastern start time. Now, this series is all knotted up at 1 game apiece. Utah is -6 in Game 3. Total's 210.5. Now, the Jazz have been really tough to beat at home this year. They're 29 and 12 in their own building. And they're actually in the top 3 in the league in home scoring. Donovan Mitchell, he's averaging 33 points a game in this very series. 4 boards, 5.5 assists for the guard. Meanwhile, Bojan Bogdanovic, he's scoring 25.5 points a game in the postseason himself, along with 5 boards and a couple assists. And speaking of rebounds, Utah is currently the best team in the entire association in defensive boards per contest. They're taking on a Dallas squad who really doesn't rebound the basketball well on the offensive end of the court themselves. As a matter of fact, these guys are currently in the bottom 5 in the entire league in offensive boards per game. And for having one of the most prolific scorers in the game right now, the Mavs have actually done a, not a great job scoring points. They really just don't score a whole lot of points. They're actually amongst the worst in the Western Conference in offensive points per game. And when it comes to the injury report, Doncic and Ntilikina are both still questionable to play. Meanwhile, for Utah on the other side of things, Forrest is questionable for them. Now, total-wise, 3 out of Utah's last 4 at home did get over the posted number. Meanwhile, Dallas has gone 7-3 to the over in their last 10 outings themselves, 4-0 to the over in their last 4 away from home. I'm going to lean toward Utah -6. And the over 210.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Warriors taking on the Nuggets, Game 3. And that's going to be a 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Golden State's up 2-0 in the series. The Warriors are also -1.5 in Game 3 with the total at 224. The Golden State's actually won their last 7 straight ball games. And they also went 7-1 against the spread in their last 8. Now, the Warriors have played some superb defense in this series, and all season long for that matter. They're allowing only 105 points a game for the entire year, and they're actually in the top 3 in defending the field goal. Meanwhile, offensively, Jordan Poole's averaging 29.5 points a game in this very series. He's also shooting 59% from three-land. Meanwhile, Seth Curry's knocking down 50% of his three-pointers in the playoffs himself. He's also averaging 25 points a game off the bench. When it comes to rebounding the basketball, there's really not many teams in the postseason who can do it better than Golden State. They're actually in the top 10 in offensive boards, top 3 in defensive rebounding on the road. They're taking on a Denver squad on the other side of things, who lost 5 out of their last 7 themselves. And they averaged only 107 points a game in their last 10 meetings with the Warriors. Now, the Nuggets have had a tough time this year covering the point spread. They covered in only 9 out of 26 home games against the Western Conference this year. And that's good for only 34% in that particular category. They've also played some pretty bad defense inside of the Ball Arena this year. They currently rank in the bottom 10 in the league in home points allowed per game. Bottom 3 in the association in defensive field goal percentage at home as well. When it comes to the injury report, Rivers is questionable for the Nuggets. Meanwhile, for Golden State on the other side, Iguodala is questionable for them. When it comes to the total on this one, Golden State's averaged nearly 115 points a game in their last 10 meetings with Denver. The Warriors also saw 4 out of their last 5 ball games this season get over the posted total. Meanwhile, Denver, on the other side of things, they went 6-2 to the over in their last 8 themselves. They're also 25-16 to the over in their own arena this year. I'm going to lean toward Golden State -1.5 in the over 224. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are currently 3-0 in our last 3 board member tier package bets following Tuesday's sports wagering action. I like Minnesota +1.5 under 238. Give me Utah -6 over 210.5. And with my next and final free pick for the video, I'm going to lean toward Golden State -1.5 in the over 224. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of April. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to sign up for my board member tier package. Now, not only do board members get access to the board member tier bet itself, you actually get access to every single bet that I give out on that website every single day, all the way through the end of April. It's an all-inclusive package. Now, guys, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side, and total. And what I do on brockpage.com is I actually share with you which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. Now, guys, if you end up getting a membership on my website, just keep in mind all the lesser expensive memberships are included with your purchase. So, for example, if you were to get the Extra Daily Bet, the $2.99 package, not only are you going to get access to the Extra Daily Bet, you're also going to get access to the Daily Best Play because it's a package that is lesser expensive than the extra daily bet. So just keep that in mind. If you get a membership, all the lesser expensive memberships are included with your purchase. It's fantastic value. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Wednesday or Thursday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.